Yeah, so question one, the companies use DynamoDB as a data source for the various kind of customer data such as the user profile, user events, click and visitor links. Some of these use cases require a high level, high recosted rate, low predictable latency and reliability. The company now wants to be add caching layers to support high read volumes. As a cloud architect, which of the following the AWS services would you recommend as a caching layer for this use case? So we have to select the two option below below the answer. It's okay. The right answer is yeah, in our DynamoDB Accelerator, DX, and Elastic Cache. And the explanation for this right answer is that so you have to pause the video to get the better understanding of the explanation. And here are the reference link, and here are the explanation. Yeah, moving ahead to question 2. Okay, the company manages a multi-tier social media application that run on EC2 instance behind an application load balancer. The instance run in an EC2 auto-scaling group across the multiple availability zones. Use an Amazon Aurora database as a crucial solution architect. You have been tasked to make the application move resilient to predictive speaks in the request rates. So which of the following solution would you recommend for the given use case? You have to select the two options. So right answer is use CloudFront distribution in front of application load balancer and use the Aurora replica. The explanation is this that you can yeah, so you can pause the video and get the understanding of the explanation. Okay, so moving ahead to the question 3. An IT consultant is helping the owner of the medium-sized business set up the AWS account. So which are the security recommendations he must follow while creating the AWS account? You have to select the two options, and the right answer is enable multi-factor authentication for the AWS Cloud root user account and create the strong password for the AWS account root user. And the explanation for this correct answer is this. Fine. Moving ahead to question 4. A file hosting services use the Amazon S3 under the hood to power its storage offering. Currently, all the customer files are uploading directly under the single S3 bucket. The engineering team has started seeing the scalability issues where the customer have file upload they have started failing during the peak across access hours with more than 5,000 requests per second. So which of the following is the most resource efficient and cost optimal way of addressing the issue? So here are the options. You have to select the right one. The right answer is change the application architecture for to create the customer specific custom prefixes within the single bucket and then upload the daily files into those prefix locations. And the explanation for that, the right answer is, you can see that here is the explanation. You can pause the video, yeah, and take an assess if you required. And here are the yeah best practices design pattern optimizing Amazon S3 performance. And here are the reference link. It definitely help you for better understanding. Okay, moving ahead to question 5. A media company run an photo sharing web application that is accessed across these different countries. The application is deployed on the several Amazon EC2 instance running behind an application load balancer. With the new government regulations, the company has been asked to block the access from the two countries and allow the access only from the home country of the company. So which configuration should be used to meet the change requirement? And here are the four options. You have to select the only one correct answer. Right, so right answer is configure AWS WAF on the application load balancer in a VPC. And the correct option explanation is this. Okay, so moving ahead to question 6. An IT security consulting is working on the solution to protect the data stored in the S3 from any malicious activity as well as check for any vulnerabilities on the EC2 instance. As a solution architect, which of the following solutions would you suggest to help the address the given requirement? And here are the four options. You have to select the correct one. Okay. Mm, okay, so right answer is use the Amazon guard duty to monitor any malicious activity on the data stored in S3 and use a security assessment provided by the Amazon inspector to check the vulnerabilities in an EC2 instance. Here are the explanation with the brief diagram. Alright, so here is this diagram and here are the explanation and these are the incorrect options. Fine. Moving ahead to question 7, which considering the logs for the weekly report, a development team at an e-commerce company noticed that an unusually large amount of illegal AWS API queries were made sometime during this week. Due to the off-season, there was no visible impact on the biz systems. However, the event led the management team to seek an automated solution that can trigger near real-time warning in such as the event recurs. Which of the following represent the best solution for the given scenario? So here are the four correct options. Okay, the right answer is create an Amazon CloudWatch metric filter that processes the cloud tier travel logs having the API call details and look at every errors by factoring in all the errors code that need to be tracked. Create an alarm based on this metric rate to send the NSS notification to the required team. And here are the explanation. You can pause the video. Right, and the next question is question 8. A gaming company is developing a mobile game that Steam score update on the backend processor and then publishes the result in the leaderboard. The company has hired you as a AWS certified solution architect associate to design a solution that can handle major traffic peaks, spikes, process the mobile games update in the order of receipt. They store the process update in a highly available database. The company wants to minimize the management overhead required to maintain the solution. So which of the following will you recommend to meet this requirement? And here are the four example correct options. You have to select the right one. So the right answer is Push the score update to Kinesis data stream, which use e lambda functions to process these updates and then store the process update in the DynamoDB. And the explanation for this right answer is that below. You can see that you can pause the video to get the better understanding. Yes. And the next question is, an IT company wants to review the security best practices after an incident was reported where a unique developer on the team was assigned full access to DynamoDB. The developer accidentally deleted a couple of tables from the production environment while building out a new feature. So it's up to you which are the most efficient way to address the issue on that such incidents do not recur. So you have to select the right one option in the below options. Okay, so the right answer is use a permission boundary to control the maximum permissions employees can grant to the IAM principles. The explanation is that, and the attached diagram is also be very helpful for your references. Okay, and here are the example diagram with the attached reference link. Right. So the question 10, an e-commerce company is looking for a solution with a high availability as it plans to migrate its flagship application to the feed of Amazon EC2 instance. The solution should allow for the content-based routing as a part of the architecture. As a solution architect, which of the following will you suggest for the company? Here are the four options. The right one answer is use the application load balancer for distributing the traffic onto the EC2 instance spread across the different availability zones. Configure the auto-scaling groups to mask any failure for an application. And the explanation for this is that, and here are the attached diagram. Okay, the next question, the video analytics organization has been acquired by the leading media company. The analytics organization has independent application with an on-premises data footprint of about 70 TB for each application. The CTO of the media company has set a timeline of 2 weeks to carrying out data migration for the on-premises data center to AWS cloud and establish our connectivity. So which of the following is the most cost-effective option for completing the data transfer and establishing the connectivity? So you have to select the two option, right? And the right answer is select the site-to-site VPN to establish an ongoing connectivity between the on-premises data center and the AWS cloud, and the order 10 snowball edge storage optimized device to complete the one-time data transfer. And here the explanation. The next question is that the right answer is configure the lifecycle policy to transitions to the object to Amazon S3 one zone infrequent access S3 one zone IA after the 30 days. And here the explanation. And here the Yeah, and the S3 lifecycle transition is also be attached for your references. Okay, the next question is the answer of that is that the configure your auto scaling group by creating the scheduler action that kicks off at the designed hour on the last date of the month. Set up the desired capabilities of the instance into the 10. The course the scale out to happen before the peak hours kicks in at the design hour, and the explanation of the correct answer is the question 14 is this. The right answer of that is that they leverage the multi-AZ configuration of the RDS custom for the Oracle that allows the database administrator to access the customize the database environment and the underlying operating systems. And here the explanation for this. Question 15. The right answer is ingest the data in the KDF and use an intermediary lambda function in filter and transform the following incoming stream before the output is dumped on the S3. And here the explanation for that with the attached diagram will definitely help you. Attached reference link. In question 16, you can see that the question 16 as well, and the right answer is AWS accelerator, global accelerator, and here the explanation. Yeah. Okay, the engineering team at an e-commerce company want to establish a dedicated encryption, low latency, and a high throughput connection between its data center and AWS cloud. The engineering team has been set aside sufficient time to account for the operational overhead of the establishing the connection. And here are the four attached options. You have to select the right one. Use the AWS Connect plus VPN to establish a connection between the data center and the AWS cloud. And it is an explanation. Question 18. The right answer is Amazon S3 standard infrequent access S3 standard IA. Here's the explanation. In question 19, the right answer is disable the services in the general setting. And here the explanation for the correct answer. Okay, the next question is The right answer is VPC Flow logo, DNS logo, and a Cloud Trail events